Miss Christina. How are you doing, Miss Christina?
I'm good. Let me see if I can turn this on.
Listen, last time when we talked the other day, I don't know if you remember, I told you I was like, we about to go viral. Guess what? We went viral.
Yeah, I got hit up with some of the videos, some older videos with other people, and they got like thousands of views and comments. I was like, oh my gosh, like it's everywhere. Everybody's watching them.
I'm about to say it again, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go viral. So yeah. Miss Christina. So let me just read this to you, then I'm gonna like give you the floor. So this man in this video, you heard the audio, right? He said he
Hmm.
said he loves younger women, ages 21 to 25, typically very malleable, extremely competitive, and give you grace. So I want you to speak on, what are your initial thoughts to what he said in that video? And I want you to speak on why you personally think older men seek out dating younger women. And everything that you've heard, you've got to hear a lot. You've been in here, so go ahead. Floor is yours.
So it's about control. It's about control and easy access. And like Alex, only reason why I interrupted him because he interrupted Nikki. It's about control. Look, to date a younger woman is she's not going to put up with a fuss because she does not have experience. Like these men are saying, oh, they haven't been in bad relationships. Remember before I talked about when you've been in bad relationships, those are lessons so you can know what not to do in your next relationships. So these older women have been through it, seen it. So they're not going to put up with that mess. And men are literally saying what it is out their mouth. But maybe younger girls can't understand it or compute because they don't have experiences. So they would get mistreated totally because they're young. And it is about money. These younger girls, these men are more mature. How can a young girl who's in 19, 20, 21, 22, who's still growing into herself, know anything about maturity? Because she's still immature. She's most likely living at home still. She's most likely dependent on somebody. Some of them, yeah, they do get their own apartments and stuff like that. But they're still immature. They have no experience of life. They don't know what life is about. They've been dictated to by their parents their whole life. So it's definitely about finances. Somebody who got a little bit more. It's definitely about, for the men, it's about control. It's about having easy access. It's about somebody that's not going to put up a fight. It's somebody that they can manipulate. They talk about submission. These girls are going to do whatever these men say because they have no idea of what a relationship is. They don't have the idea of self yet. They still, at their young age, you're still growing into self. You don't know what the heck is about. You don't know nothing about nothing. And that's all it is about. It's about somebody taking advantage of somebody. That's it.
So, what do you think, though, for the woman, Miss Christina? What do you think is the root cause of those women that seek out the older men or even entertain, like, the older men? Well, you like you said, it's the money, but like for the ones that actually seek out the older men, like, what do you think is the root cause of those women doing that?
Other than finances, daddy issues. Daddy issues. They are looking for their fathers. They're dating their fathers. Literally. Literally. They lack self-esteem. Because think about it. Why would you want to date somebody that is older? I could understand you maybe in your 30s and you date somebody older, or maybe you in your late 20s and you date somebody then, even then, maybe like 28, 29, you probably date somebody that maybe like they're a little bit like 34, 35. That is understandable. But as a young person, like the man in the audio said, 20, 21 years, 20, those girls don't know nothing. For them to be looking for somebody that's 40 years old, what can they actually do? With a 40-year-old, they're starting to use testosterone. I'm saying the word all messed up, but they're starting to lose that. They're really starting to have troubles getting up. They backs and knees hurt. They're not getting in the bedroom like they did when they was 25 and in their younger 30s. So what can a younger person really get out of that? They're falling apart now. They're starting to fall apart. These men, I get it. They get to feel young. They get to feel useful. They have somebody to walk around with for show and tell with their friends to say, look, I got this young, beautiful girl. She got her body right. She probably didn't have kids yet. She probably, her stuff is still sitting. So he got something to show off to his friends. But for her, what the heck can she show off? He drooping. He looking like he 8 months pregnant, even though he's skinny. Like, really? Like, it's not if he had six packs, that's gone. So it's definitely daddy issues or finances. It's nothing more than that. And for the men, it's pure control. These men purely want to control women. They cannot date an older woman. It's cheaper. Like the guy said, he was talking about car note. Yeah, if you have an older woman, she gonna want you to pay her car note. She gonna want you to pay some bills. She gonna want you to come up. You gonna have to pay light bill, phone bill. She's not gonna want a new pair of sneakers. You gonna have to take her out. You gonna have to do more. You could take this young girl to McDonald's and get a nice little number two, and she's straight. She feeling good about herself. Well, he took me to McDonald's. Like, really? So it's a big difference. You know what I mean? A younger girl is not going to question if he's cheating. A man can actually, like the Nikki said, that these older men be with their husband. I mean, they're married. They literally be married dating younger women. Younger women is not it's okay with being a side chick, as long as this is correct. They okay with being a side chick. It's no problem. They're not going if the man cheats, they're not going to think about it. Like, oh, this is a red flag. They don't understand no red flags at no 20 years old. They don't know what red flags is from a man at no 20 years old. And for the celebrities, I think it's horrible when they do it too. I think it's a form of manipulation too. I think for them it's a form of power. They got all this money and they go after the beautiful women, the younger women, because they can afford it. They have bought it. Jay-Z has, even though Beyonce has her own money and she's rich and she has her own and she can do whatever, he has the power. And that's what it got him. It got him Beyonce.
So, and Kaylin said that she does see black women calling this stuff out like on a large scale. Do you see black women calling it out at all? Because I
Yes, I
don't.
do.
Okay, go ahead, talk about that.
I do. I really do. I see often women talking about how disgusting it is, because we understand that when we meet these men later on, they have so much trauma, and so we are meeting these men in trauma. So yes, we do definitely speak out about it, because it's not fair and it's not right. These women, these older women, I'm talking about the ones who are dating. I'm not talking about somebody who's 35. The man is 35 and the woman is 40. I'm talking about 20 years old. I'm talking about in that range. These men are manipulated. These men get their heart broken early. Is a lot that goes on behind it. These men actually have trauma behind it. And somebody in the comment sections talked about Stella. He was with her for her money and to get citizenship. So that is the same exact thing. It's about using somebody. It's not about a successful relationship. Wasn't getting to know each other. Stella was all messed up because she had a horrible marriage and she went on a vacation and she met this young guy who told her everything that she wanted to hear and fed her all the BS, even though it was a lie, just to get here in this country. So if you look at that situation, it's still the same thing. What do you have in common with the young man? Nothing. Why would you want to be with the young man? And these women are absolutely calling that out. We women are absolutely, especially I've seen women go so far as to talk about how when they see little kids and they be like, oh, when you get older, I'm going to be your girlfriend. I've seen women call that out. That's telling women they need to stop telling these young little boys, when you get older, I'm going to be your girlfriend. Oh, soon as you take 18. I've seen women try to stop that behavior and that type of conversation, because that needs to end too. Stop telling these kids that. That is weird. He's a little boy and you talking about when he get 18, you going to take him. No.
So, okay, so you said women are calling out women um that are doing that. But Miss Christina, do you, just your personal opinion, do you think in general that on a very large scale that most women are attracted to older men?
I don't think no. I don't think that at all. I think when young girls was in high school and they dated older boys, it's because they had something. They had a little bit of more. It was about money. They probably dressed a little bit better. It's definitely about finances. It's for me, in my opinion. I don't date men for money. But I think if you're younger and you don't have no experience, what else can it possibly be? What type of conversation are these people having? So I think it's fully financial. I don't think it's about a woman wanting some. I think that's the bull crap they say. It's about a mature man because these men are not mature. A lot of them are very immature, even though they in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, they're still immature. So it's not about maturity, it's about what they're getting out of these men. That's all it is.
and and that's my thing. So if there's are there older men that are actively seeking out younger women? Yes. Are
Yeah,
there
of course.
are there are there young women that are actively seeking out older men and for all the wrong reasons? Yes. So my thing at the end of the day, Miss Christina, is it's a transactional relationship and both parties are obliging to the requirements of the relationship. So if that's going on, I just don't understand why when, you know, a man like this that none of us know from a can of paint says what he says and, is living the way he's living, because there's a lot of other men that we don't know that are just like him that are living the same way. I don't understand why the women try to shame these men for being open about it, because I'll be honest with you, Miss Christina, when the women that are open about how they want a man for, his money, and I want a man to pay all my bills and be able to do X, Y, and Z for me, I don't see the black woman like, having the same energy for the black women that are doing that. I honestly don't.
Well, I'm sorry that you don't see it. For this situation, I think it's just basically the reason why women have a problem with this is because basically what he's saying, he's not looking for a woman because he wants an actual relationship. He's talking about grooming, and he's talking about his old age younger girlfriend. Listen, there's whole sites that is contribute to this. Sugar baby, sugar daddy. So there's whole sites where you can actually buy yourself a younger girl and it's all transactional. But what he's definitely talking about is grooming. This is weirdo behavior. He's talking about, he specifically said what his intent was. He wants somebody that's not going to put up a fight. He wants somebody that's obedient. He doesn't want a woman. He does not want a relationship. He wants a pet. He's looking for a puppy. That's what he's looking for. He wants a woman, but a puppy. Object. That's what he's talking about. That is why women have problems with this behavior. Because he's looking, this is weird. Why do you want somebody that you can control? Why do you want to control somebody? What is wrong with you? Where's your mental stability is that you can't be in a relationship with somebody and be yourself and be normal? Why can't you handle a normal relationship? What is literally wrong with you? Why you need to take advantage of a young person or take advantage of somebody? He's literally talking about taking advantage of somebody. So this is weirdo behavior. And he's talking about taking advantage of somebody young because they don't, because they have never had their heart broken, because they can't identify red flags. So that means you're going into this knowing that you're about to mess this person's life up, this young girl's life up. You're going into it to mess her life up. It is weird. It's very much so weird. This is not about a relationship. And I think the difference is that when younger girls, I think when girls do date these guys, they literally do be wanting relationships. They be wanting a fairy tale story. They be wanting a fairy tale story. They be wanting the Cinderella story, and it's not going to happen. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, I thought you was talking to your phone.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I was
okay.
making sure that you can hear me because it was
Yeah,
it was
yeah, I can hear you. I heard everything you said. So let me
so
let me
that's
ask you. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Ask me a question.
Yeah. So what do you think? Why do you think there's women that they actually like grow up with a loving, caring, compassionate father that provided for them, you know, that like showed them like love, like so they should like have some sort of idea of how a man's supposed to love them, how a man's supposed to treat them. But now when they leave the nest egg and they go off to college or whatever and they have some sort of autonomy, those same women still fall into this, despite the fact that they grew up totally different from the girl that didn't have like a father or brother or anything of the sort.
This is the thing. I don't think just because you had a father in the house that you had a loving situation. You know what I mean? That just because daddy is there, that doesn't equate to you grew up happy and your father was the best daddy. Daddy could have been in the house, but not in the house. Daddy could have been a father, but didn't know your favorite color, didn't come to your shows, or didn't come to your plays. Daddy could have been nice to you, but abusive to mom. So if daddy could have been a hoe, daddy could have been out there in them streets. So that would still create trauma and daddy issues. So it doesn't, I think for the way you know a woman had a true father is because she don't take mess from men. Because women, the girls that have fathers that are actively in their lives, their fathers told them, listen, don't let nobody take advantage of you. Like how Nikki was up here talking. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. Don't let nobody use you. You know, respect yourself. Women that actually have fathers in their lives, their fathers are giving them the warning signs. This is how men are. Like my father used to tell me, he was in there, I fuck a tours in the woman. I fuck a tours in the woman. He sleep with anybody. And
Mm-hmm.
be careful because this is what men are. Those you could tell the women who literally have fathers opposed to just having somebody in their life, just knowing that daddy exists. Is a big difference.
Wow,
And
I
young
never.
girls that have fathers, they're not, young girls in their 20s are not going to date no older man because that is not going to fly with no older man, because a father knows that that man is taking advantage of their daughter, so that father is not going to allow that behavior. So a girl with a father in her life, she's not doing that. That's not happening.
Facts. But you know what? I never even thought about like what you said as far as like, yeah, he may have been in the household, but he still may have not really been in the household. Like that's very that's very true. And like you said, I can understand now how, despite the fact that, she may have had a father figure like, physically in her life, she could still have daddy issues. So but like, yeah, that's my thing though, Miss Christina. Like I said to Kaylin, what's up, Beth? Like I said to Kaylin, Miss Christina, I have no problem with the transactional relationships, but people just need to stop lying. The men need to stop lying, and the women need to stop lying. Just call it what it is. Don't say that because of his maturity. And that's my thing again, Miss Christina. What does that 22, 23-year-old woman have in common with a 40-year-old man or a man in his early 40s? Nothing.
Nothing.
Right.
They
All
can't
y'all
even
can do
talk
is sleep
about
with each
life,
other.
politics, nothing. They didn't grow up around the same time. He can't talk about his high school years and she talking about her high school years. She just got out of high school. Like the time is different. The clothes that he wore is different from they have nothing that they can really the music that he listened to is most likely different from the music she listened to. It's nothing that they haven't got doggone common. It's just pure. They probably don't even have a conversation really about hardly nothing. Or unless he's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's just really really weird. And when I hear men say, "Yeah, I'd rather be with a 21-year-old or 22-year-old," I look at them with a third eye because it's like, what are you getting out of that? What are you truly getting out of that? She can't, like, really, like, what can she do for you? How can she help you? What can she, like, it's pure because of her body, her looks, and the fact that she doesn't want anything. She's not going to question anything.
Hey, 100% facts. I agree with you, Miss Christina. Thank you so much for coming on here again. You already know what's about to happen. So
Yeah. Yes, that's a good thing.
just be
Yes.
prepared for it. Just be prepared for it. You know you're gonna get the text messages, you're gonna get the phone calls. So just be prepared for it. But I appreciate you, Miss Christina. You have a good night.
All right. Good night.
All right.
Take care.
All right.